Checking. Hello, this is Dry Oasis. I'm your host, and these two, as always, are my two co-hosts, Kirby and Snorlax. Say hello, Kirby and Snorlax. Hi. And I hope that you've had a great day so far. And if not, I hope the rest of your day is better, or tomorrow's better for you. Speaking of which, there is the fact that I'm not playing Persona 3 Reload that I thought I would be doing today, but unfortunately, I had other stuff that I needed to do today. I do apologize for that, but to make it up for you, for the viewers watching this, whoever they could be, I'll be playing Wait, what? What's going on here? Okay, this is really absurd now. What in the world? Making sure on something. Let's see. Just go to 23, 20-ish. 20. Alright. Making sure everything's live and well. Seriously, how did they screw this up so much? Capture 2. How is that not working? What in the world? And how did it mess... How did this mess up so badly when I was here? I'm sorry if you didn't get all of that. Basically, Miles is like, I wonder what's going to happen next. Manfred is like, who cares? You're going to your next thing. Franciscus is like, oh, we're competing to see who's the real killer. We're having a competition. Manfred's like, fine enough. Good competition is good competition. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. And probably see you in the next game. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Oh great, first it wasn't working, now this. I can't stop the water, sir! It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretended not to see the foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well, then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is a thing that officer should be covering. Let's get that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand. So let's calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he is this agitated. Miss you. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Who? Well, wait, so you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm Francisca von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. Kids just being kids, trying to whip some people out. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched, with lines on your forehead. And that's to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? I had a little something to discuss, that's all. So, I take that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. Well, you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Mount Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, monsieur? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talked about doing that as she last away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just every single time the Yatagrasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. You did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagrasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagrasu in more detail. You claimed that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during the recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was rather being threatening, and he tracked Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just happened to stay there and talked. And what did you talk about? Talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going. Then I insulted him some more. Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Macrell. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagrasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagrasu that had made off with the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagrasu, he just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on just 1 second. For just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagrasu? That he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were really ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us Von Karmas. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something that really, for something really worth being serious about? About Edgeworth? Do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Well was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Monsieur, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagrasu. The Yatagrasu, huh? I don't really know that much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies who defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagrasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagrasu is in the business of stealing people's lives? You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Oh, snap! Ha ha ha! Grr! Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Carefully. Choose carefully, or we may get sued by... There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little Missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Yatagrasu? I have to say, I never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. Yatagrasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagrasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. Suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Yo! SMI. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. It's fun to whip him. Whip him good. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective, I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and we should find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Not even the Nintendo 64 game can cover you now. Speaking about wrestling, that game comes out. Wonder if 2K25 will be any good. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you're really innocent, that is. That's right! Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so even if you had not requested me to, detective. So, you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just act Detective Bad, the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because of my very first day as a detective. I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the exact same thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. Oh, ouch. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? After around 3:20, from Detective Bad Pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? Looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. And trying to find... Oh, there we are. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah, wait, you can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and my badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah, hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. Ow! Annual bonus check within. $5 total. Except there's no check inside. You've had your look, pal. Now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I literally had no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? How could this happen to me? My annual bonus, $5. Shut down in my organizer. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've already asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. What did you hear from the horse's mouth? You must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. That's not what I was looking for. Fried oysters. Fried oysters. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you were also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either? Is that also correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making your life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. What? Huh? Fuck you! Ow! Ugh. How could you have not noticed that coming? Ugh. Ugh. Isn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks. I need it. Kids can be sometimes so cruel. I just got kicked in the back. It looks like she's up something. Let's just roll. Maybe we should address the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who's correct. The judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should investigate the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Oh. September 10th, District Court, hallway. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well then, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. I'm taller than you. Goodbye. Anytime, detective. Now, if you excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francisca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. You, Mr. Ugh! I bit my tongue. I bit my tongue. Are you all right, Your Honor? Feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel like I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh. Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now about your earlier testimony. Yes? What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Hallway. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Ahem, very well. You may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh! If I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was sitting in front of the vending machines, buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a single soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That was what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, till the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho! Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. It's probably all I'm gonna find out from his honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I please return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Ho ho ho! Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime! The judges in this courtroom seem rather friendly. Yes, not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Detective Pat, I have something I wish to inquire you about. Where did you get that kick-ass theme song? Hey, how about doing some actual work, Hugh? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. So I heard you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know. You just knew something was gonna happen. The detective's instincts told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone persecutor with it. Hold it! Francisca, I think you need to apologize. Ark, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor. I called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. That detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came out to the defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad. That he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have her order something. And that Faraday had said, do not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did that all take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshots. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the defendant never left the hallway, where did he disappear? Then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It seems that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Pat, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. Heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2, together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your moments upon hearing the gunshots? I grabbed the big lug, was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order. That makes you discovered at the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You wouldn't dare. Ha ha. Just joking. Good. Detective Bat is really something if he can make Franziska behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess. The trial was about to start again, I think. It was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show up for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. Just as I thought that. Bang. The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So you heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Hold it! Oh, come on! All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. Get the sense that he's somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bat, we ask for your cooperate with us for just a little bit longer. I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as you please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist cooperation? Do as you like. Let's see here. It would appear that this is the vending machine, sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced. The light-up is simply awful. Period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Let's edit this again. Stay neutral. Stay neutral as a switch to until the end with these. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during the recess? You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat these is them now is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pull our money and buy a pack together. If I had to split with you, then I didn't want it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. You're right. I'm not surprised. Haha! I guess sure people have feelings too. What? What's this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a pink piece of garbage. But you know, the fact there's a little running loose inside this courtroom is simply unforgivable. It's not like I was the one who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I don't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. I really think so. Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. No. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Ooh, that detective claims not a single ant slipped by him, and yet there's a whole hill of them. Gah! What are you hitting me for? Or is there a replacement for that pathetic detective? Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Miles Edgeworth, this courtroom is to be kept pristine at all times. It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be erased, kept clean. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! Hold it. Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge kind of look like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the print of the person who sullied this bench. I see. And then we'll know who the identity of our mystery slob. We'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who made this who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints left on the hallway bench. Dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar. And it's jotted in my organizer. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. It seems that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Time to connect the dots. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes? Balloon piece. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around, found on windowsill of halfway window. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive. Even the fact that it's on the expensive side aside. The fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway successfully come from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. As he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Berg, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. Contradiction? Where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Oh, okay. He's poor. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning. He didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought the pack somehow. Indeed. The detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious hidden girl. Price at 2 for $6. Investigation complete. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Alright, well I do too. Alright Francisca, would you like to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. You should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. September 10th, 5:15 p.m. This is courtroom number 3. Your Honor, If I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before the Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Ah, you bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. When I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There was a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me! Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh. I'm just so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't even know which way to shout objection while someone is giving testimony. Huh. If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. How's Edgeworth? It's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may... This is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you may take a look at this for me? What is this filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the uncouth bench chandelier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh? That's good. But who was it? We were able to discover something else from the... We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy committing just murder. He had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. Well, it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench. We have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then probably sat down on the bench to eat one. Okay. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench. Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him while I was leaving the restroom? Heh, it is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself was unable to see out of that window. Delayed reaction. Ugh. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area just directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then, It seems that you've made the connection. Someone were to sit on the bench under the window. Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Hold it! Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try and say it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value you'd like to say? Yes, actually, there is. I remember just something else just now. Let me check and see if my stuff is working for me. Let's go. Alley-oop? Maybe I'm talking now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? Hold on while I check on something. Alright, there we go. But it's not part 2. Oops. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Ah! What was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I'd agree. Before you go on judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Eek, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. But then he mentions that right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Well, it was Sunday's birthday or something. I guess turned that out a popper going off. I didn't think of it the other day with my grandson. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway. Whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. I was born and raised in South Philadelphia. Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe myself. Bang, but just gunshot. I didn't like clear and then every time. Something in like this. Just like this. Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes? When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hallway. I should know. I looked. There was no one there. Just its emotion circuits appeared to be stuck on overreact. At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Ziska. If I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that. That's why I said at this point. Think of my first line of attack will be to draw more information from His Honor. As we established, she went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a short recess, I had handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe around about 20 minutes until we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I suspected. Expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what the all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you just made now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. That's alright, if you insist. Objection! Your Honor, I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? You're overruling me. Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. What the heck is this? Egads, I've been overruled. Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von Karlach. Instead of biting your tongue. I didn't see that. Why don't you bite your tongue on those preposterous names? I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska, even the judge. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be what's in the back. For your height, you need a stepladder for to go. What is with these stepladder jokes? Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Runner, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. And you are clearly lying coldly. Hold on for this. Oh, never mind. There we go. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? I don't know. That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it as clear as day. Bang! Loud sound of a gunshot. Sound of the gunshot. You keep returning to this point of contention. That piece of evidence. I always did wonder why if I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is this pink substance? It may not look like it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. Oh, I see. And I suppose you'd like me accept that pink balloon in the court record? Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshots. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe you must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough, even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were thrilled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What is the main manner of trickery is this? That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd wrap this thing up before the judge even testified. Could you elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think that the gun sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with the courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it! That balloon the girl was holding. It explains everything. It's your honor. If it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that given testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe the detective a very, very big apology. I will see to myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did or just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. September 10th. District Courtroom number 3. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he's completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yo! I will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. But first, how about a good drink of water, pal? We're about 5 minutes. I'm gonna refill my water bottle in case it runs dry again. Alright. Now, back to this bumbling buffoon of a detective. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard a gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. No, he's lying. It's time to pull the information out I need out of him. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time? However, is it not the fact that you did something while you were in the hallway? Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well. And what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. Oh, it's my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock. And in all of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a little more believable one. Youch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe. I wonder if he might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The court has special whistles, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench? Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderable slovenly pig. Pig. I promise to clean up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business to defeat the Huns? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door? If that really was the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Ugh! Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Youch! It appears that Francisca's web can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get you out of that again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole thing dastardly deed. I clearly saw you back the Swiss rolls from the vending machine. So okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. Now that statement, it may sound like that it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. Objection. If only that were true. That were true, Detective Gumshoe. What? It is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? What? Remind me again, pal? The vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cash in your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Ooh. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? Arg, I told you I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in the hallway with me, so there's no one else who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances that... Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? What the heck is that? Hey, I knew you didn't really have anything. Oh, is this a pink balloon? Okay, whatever. Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, if you didn't buy it, that means you must have stolen it, you thief! Well, what? I would never do such a thing. Ah, you liars all the same. You start out as thieves. You're all under arrest, pal. I believe he meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? Or, this particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh, there were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? Oh, no way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Nice try, kiddo. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name and it's K. K what? K Faraday. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm K. K. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? Well, I guess that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute little nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Rawr! Now then, Kay. Yes. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll. It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh, crap. I forgot about this. Oh, my! Your father, he's... Ah! Don't you say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet! Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about how he's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Why is Lion Coldsley part of this? This song's so sad. Oh man, that is so cute and adorable. Poor Kay. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. When I was a young boy, my father took me to the city to see the Black Parade. Son said one day I'll grow up. I forgot how the rest of the welcome to the Black Parade goes. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into one fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. As a child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Fathered courtrooms and murdered fathers in the courtroom. What a coincidence. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Or are you just going to stand there and watch the lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Here, Kay, how about we use this handkerchief here and try your little eyes? Good old times. Nog, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now. Thanks. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Eddie I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, right? Aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Teddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Teddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh? I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. What have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. A promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook might just come in handy later. Aw. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. Nabu will continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Hey, Kay. So I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too. Yeah, you're really cool too, Cummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? I am down to the verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. Cummy's not a bad man, okay? A poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. Oof. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier? Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while. Then we went on our own ways. That's right, pal. He only talked for a little while and that's it. Oh? Which means... we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right? Ah! You got me! I told you to stop picking a gummy, mister. Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who brought this pack of Switch rolls, Kay? What? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. I somehow made $1 out of the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough. I really, really wanted one. Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. That's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why... Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest? Yo! It sounds like Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. I'm sorry about your roughly thing. Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. Sir, so here, you can have this one. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. It's one of your promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway. Oog. Here, I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Hold it. Oh, Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lie for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's going to be okay. So that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay. Hello. Thank you. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? Whoop, not that. Yeah, good to see you again. Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolishly foolish fools, full of a foolish reason to fool a fool. What? Oh. Oh, right. Yeah. Hold on a moment. That's one thing I really need to do here. And yep. Sorry about that. I am not doing anything like that ever again. Please leave me alone while discussing that. Yo! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Gay. That's why. Gummy. At long last. Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? And nothing but the truth? And at long last, that one song I've been thinking about. Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been sitting guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. Well, but all the cash you had on you was $5. And that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking of sharing the snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together. Bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you brought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know. You know. He told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the rolls and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. I was sitting high on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. And it's not the one piece that you were looking for anyways. So just this once I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Ah ha ha! You really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. Then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. Unless you give me that little bruise that you gave me a little earlier. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty. Which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Objection! Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop. It's quite rude to eavesdrop, miss you. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gubby's not the bad guy. Oh, and why not we here? There's a child doing it here in a courthouse. Bailiff, please shake this child away. Miss Callisto, you. That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime, run wild all around the crime scene, run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however. As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Oh, I have no counter argument to that. Don't worry, I already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? Oh, I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on the criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable of a disciple of Von Karma. Ha 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 ha. Don't, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged with under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bed and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. To be continued. I'm gonna save my progress here. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Alright. And that will be it for today for me. So, yeah. And these have been my two co-hosts, Kirby and Sternlex. Say goodbye, Kirby and Sternlex. Bye. And as always, you can follow me on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Discord, or Blue Sky. And yeah, let's see here. Oh. Trying to. Let's see. Alright. I hope that you've had a great day so far, and if not, I hope the rest of your day is better, or tomorrow is better for you. So long, and take care. Bye-bye.